Hello, my name is Johnny Livesay from Austin, Texas. Today we're going to go over how to grill the perfect steak. Before you start, you want to make sure that your steaks are completely thawed out if they've been frozen and also at room temperature. Otherwise, they won't cook very evenly and you may have trouble getting them to the doneness that you're looking for. To start, you want to take your steak and coat it pretty liberally in olive oil. And this will allow the salt and pepper to adhere to it a little bit better and help give it a nice even sear. There's an easy trick you can use using your hand to tell how done a steak is. Relaxing your hand and touching this muscle in between your forefinger and your thumb should give you the feeling of what a raw steak feels like. It's very squishy. Closing your forefinger to your thumb is going to give you what a rare steak feels like. Squishy, but not too much. Closing your middle finger down to your thumb is going to give you the medium rare. It's still a little bit squishy, but it's starting to firm up a little bit more. Your ring finger to your thumb, a little bit more firm, and that's going to be what a medium steak feels like. Medium well would be what your pinky feels like against your thumb. If you really clench your hand and it tightens up a lot, that's how a well done steak will feel. So before you want to pan to your steak, you're going to want to get your pan smoking hot. Hot enough that when you pour a little bit of water into it, it bubbles up and evaporates instantly. So now that our pan is smoking hot, we're going to add just a tiny little bit of oil to the pan. There's already a good amount of oil on the steak. Just kind of move it around so it coats the bottom of the pan and gently lay the steak in over the oil away from you. One of the major differences between pan searing and grilling steaks is the crust that you're going to get off a pan seared steak. For a steak that's this thick, about an inch, inch and a half, you're going to want to cook it about 3 minutes per side for a perfect medium rare. Now that we've cooked the steak long enough on this side, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. And be careful when you're doing this not to splatter any fat on yourself. So while it's searing on the second side, we're actually going to add a little bit of butter, thyme, and a clove of crushed garlic to the pan to baste the top of the steak. Tilt the pan back towards you and just gently spoon the fat up and roll it off over the steak. Doing this allows you to get a really nice crust on the top of the steak. But be careful not to burn yourself. We're cooking this steak to medium rare, and I think that this one's getting pretty close, so we're going to go ahead and pull it off and let it rest. So before you start, you want to make sure that your grill is nice and clean and really hot. You want to make sure and coat the grill with oil so that there's less chance of your steak sticking to it. If your grill is capable of doing this, you're going to want to have an area that has really high heat so you can get a really good sear on your steak, and preferably there'll be another area that has a little bit lower temperature that'll allow you to cook the steak without risking overcooking. So this area of the grill is really hot, so we're going to go ahead and put it right down on there. About 45 seconds to a minute, just to get a really nice, intense caramelization on the meat. After you've done that, you can go ahead, using a pair of tongs or your hands if you feel comfortable, and rotate the meat 90 degrees and put it over your cooler side to finish cooking on this side. It's going to give it a nice crosshatch or a quadrillage. Now that the steak is cooked on this side long enough, we're going to flip it to the other side. This is the only time we're going to flip the steak while it's cooking. If you flip it too many times, you may lose some important juices. Resting the steak is just as important as cooking it properly. When you cook a steak, the heat drives all the moisture into the center of the steak. Allowing it to rest allows the meat to relax and evenly redistribute all the moisture throughout the steak, giving you a really juicy, tender finished product. My name is Johnny for Co+op Stronger Together.